Hello everyone, welcome back to ABC Interactive English. My name is Winnie.
And I'm Matt.
So just a recap of the article before, Molly and Thomas were going on a cruise ship. Okay, and Molly especially was very excited to be on this cruise ship, but she was a little bit worried that they wouldn't have enough time because there's just so much to do on this cruise ship.
But they actually had 7 days on this cruise ship. And as we found out in part 2, they were really enjoying the cruise ship and the many things and the neighborhoods and the different things that they could do on this cruise ship.
Right, and as we've seen before, they even brought up the Titanic, how it's 5 times bigger than the Titanic. And as we know, at the time that the Titanic was built, it was the largest cruise ship in the world. But nowadays, I don't think the Titanic would even be a standard cruise ship size.
Well, right, as you said, this ship is 5 times bigger than the Titanic, which just makes you think that the Titanic's quite small. And actually, I looked up the icon of the seas, and it turns out it is actually now the world's largest cruise ship.
Wow, well that kind of makes sense because as we saw before, they talked about the cruise ship having rides and slides and a waterfall. I mean, I don't think the Titanic could have all that.
No, I think certainly not all of that. And yeah, I think this sounds like a really neat ship and an interesting thing to learn about. Anything that's the biggest is always exciting and interesting to know more. So I think we'll find out more when we get into part 3 of Set Sail on the Icon of the Seas.
The Icon of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's newest cruise ship. It's also the largest one in the world. It's 365 meters long and can carry 7,600 guests, along with its 2,350 crew members.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at part 3 of Set Sail on the Icon of the Seas.
Okay, we're going to learn some more information about the actual ship now.
Yes.
The Icon of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's newest cruise ship. It's also the largest one in the world.
Wow, that sounds impressive. Okay, continuing on. It's 365 meters long and can carry 7,600 guests along with its 2,350 crew members. Okay, so that's almost 10,000 people on one cruise ship.
Wow, yeah, that's like a whole small town on the cruise ship.
So as we see, it's 365 meters long, okay? So what is a meter? It is a noun, okay? And it's just a unit of measurement. So each meter is 100 centimeters. So that is 365,000 centimeters. If my math is correct, but that's crazy long. So for example, the store is close by, only a few meters ahead. So as we can tell, this is a very large cruise ship, the largest in the world.
And so it's 1 meter for every day of the year.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay, so it can carry all of these people, nearly 10,000 people it can carry. So carry means to hold the weight of something, to hold it up. So when we talk about a mode of transport like a ship or an airplane carrying people, it means it's the amount of people it can take from one place to another.
Wow.
If I am carrying something, for example, I need to, carry my suitcase with me to the airport, I need to hold the weight of it and bring it with me.
Right, and so not only are they carrying almost 10,000 people, but those 10,000 people, they have to carry their luggages. So that's, wow, like that's crazy. So guest, okay, we saw the word guest, and that is a noun, and that means someone who is visiting, okay? And usually they are hosted by whoever invited them. So as we see that the icon of the seas can carry 7,600 guests. And because there are so many guests, we need the crew. And that's why there are 2,000 some crew members to help these guests, you know, with whatever they need. So for example, you are a guest at my hotel. Okay, so that's, wow, that's a lot of help needed.
Yeah, so they have, more than 2,000 crew members. Wow. So that's a lot. That's actually more than I would have expected to be needed on a ship like that.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so a crew is usually the group of people working on an airplane or a ship. So in this case, we're talking about a cruise ship, so the people working on the ship are the crew. They are crew members. They are, part of the crew.
Right, and because there are so many jobs on board the cruise ship. We're talking cleaning people, right, or people who need to cook food.
Yeah, so I think when you think the crew of like a ship that is just moving things from one place to another is much less than is needed on a cruise ship, because on a cruise ship you're going to need all of the people that would also be needed in a hotel.
Right.
And then because it has amusement park and water park and restaurants, you need all of the people that are normally required to work in those places, and they all need to be on this ship as part of the crew.
Right, exactly. So we're not just talking about a boat, we're talking about all these different sort of businesses. We have casinos and hotels and restaurants and all these things. So 2,000, like that makes sense. 2,000 crew members makes sense for 7,600 guests.
I'm still surprised, because that's
that's a lot.
That's a lot of crew members, and just that many people aboard a ship is crazy to have that many people living aboard a ship for 7 or 8 days.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's a lot, but I'm excited because this makes a lot of sense for the largest cruise ship in the world. But I'm excited to learn more about it after the break.
The ship stands out in other ways. It has 20 decks, 7 pools, and the largest water park at sea. The latter one also has 6 record-breaking slides. Guests can enjoy all kinds of shows, activities, and restaurants during the cruise. The amazing icon of the seas really has something for everyone.
Welcome back. So before the break, we have been learning some things about the icon of the seas. So it is one of the newest ships around right now, and it's also the biggest in the world. So it's 365 meters long.
Wow.
And it can carry 7,600 guests, and also has 2,350 crew members aboard.
Wow.
So it's like a small town on a ship.
Really, yeah. I mean, it can carry that many people and have things like a roller coaster and slides and a waterfall. But, they're not just the largest cruise ship in the world right now. They have many other things that make them stand out, okay? So in the article, it says, the ship stands out in other ways. So what does it mean for something to stand out? Okay, so to stand out means to be different from the others. Okay, so not only is this ship large, it stands out by having so many different things that the guests can do on the ship. So, for example, she stands out from the other students because she works hard, okay? So when you want to be noticed, or when someone notices you because you stand out, it's maybe because you are different from other people, okay? So this icon of the seas, it stands out not only by being the largest cruise ship in the world, but it has a lot of different amenities or other things to do on the ship that makes them stand out.
Okay, so here are some more things that make it stand out. It has 20 decks, 7 pools, and the largest water park at sea. Here, I was just surprised it even had a water park. I guess it turns out that, you know, lots of ships have water parks, but it just has the largest one.
Yeah, and 20 decks and 7 pools, it really is a small little village.
And so coming back to that, the latter one also has 6 record-breaking slides.
Oh, so when you say the latter one, what are you meaning?
So in that sentence, they mentioned the 20 decks, 7 pools, and the largest water park at sea. So when they begin the following sentence with the latter one, they mean the last one in a list or in a sequence of things. So in this case, we had the 3 things, and so the last one that was mentioned was the largest water park at sea. And so when we say the latter one, we're referring to that one, meaning that the largest water park at sea also has these record-breaking slides.
Right, so the latter one is actually referring to the last thing that you listed. Okay, very cool. So when we use record-breaking, okay, we're using it as an adjective. And to break a record means to try and beat the scores that were set before you, okay? So, for example, in high school, I really loved track and field, and I would try and break the records of people that jump the farthest or jump the highest, okay? So we could say, for example, the Barbie movie was a record-breaking movie for Warner Brothers, okay? So we're smashing all of these records that were set by previous record holders, okay? So we will always want to try and break records.
Okay, so the article continues. Guests can enjoy all kinds of shows, activities, and restaurants during the cruise.
Sounds like my kind of cruise. It's making me really want to go on here with all these activities.
So activity is a noun, and it means something that you spend time doing. Usually when we talk about activities at a certain place, or such as on a cruise ship, it's usually something organized that people can do. So it's at a set time and place that you can go and take part in an activity. I remember when I went on a cruise ship, I went snorkeling one day, and that was an activity organized by the cruise ship.
Oh, I would have thought your favorite activity was eating pizza.
That was...
Your second favorite?
No, the pizza was my favorite.
Okay, got it. Okay, so continuing on, the amazing icon of the seas really has something for everyone. I think this will be the cruise ship that finally changes my mind and maybe not be so scared of cruise ships anymore.
Great, yeah, sounds like a great trip to take. So everyone can start planning their trips and find out, you know, how you can get on to the icon of the seas, and hopefully you'll see Winnie there.
See ya.
The Icon of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's newest cruise ship. It's also the largest one in the world. It's 365 meters long and can carry 7,600 guests, along with its 2,350 crew members. The ship stands out in other ways. It has 20 decks, 7 pools, and the largest water park at sea. The latter one also has 6 record-breaking slides. Guests can enjoy all kinds of shows, activities, and restaurants during the cruise. The amazing icon of the seas really has something for everyone.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 meter 名词公尺。I ran 800 meters today. 我今天跑了800公尺。下一个单字 guest 名词宾客。200 guests were invited to the wedding. 200位客人受邀参加婚礼。下一个单字 ladder 形容词后者的后面的。Mr. Jackson offered me a book or a toy. I chose the latter one.Jackson 先生提出给我一本书或者一个玩具，我选择了后者。最后一个单字 activity 名词活动。 The school organized a fun outdoor activity for students. 学校为学生组织一个有趣的户外活动。Outdoor 指的是户外的。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 along with 以及还有，这是一个介系词片语，意思相近于 together with as well as。我们来看看这个例句。I have 2 cats along with 1 dog. 我有2只猫以及1只狗。下一个文法 stand out 超群出众，这是一个不可以分开的动词片语。我们来看看这个例句。The student stood out in class this semester. 班上的这位学生在这学期表现突出。最后一个文法 at sea 在海上航行，注意搭配的介系词使用 at。这个用法中的 sea 海前面是不加冠词的，而且横用单数。我们来看看这个例句。My brother is an officer in the Navy. He spends a lot of time at sea. 我哥哥是海军军官，他在海上度过许多时光。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Hi everyone, we're gonna play the game Guess the Bear. I'm Steven.
I'm Josh.
I'm Carolyn.
All right, so let's get this game started. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the first one is a verb, one word. First sentence, everyone in town bared the loud bang. Number 2, speak up. I can't bear you.
Here.
Okay, I feel like that was a very obvious here, so I'm gonna give a point to Carolyn.
Okay, sure. That's totally fine. All is fair and love and war.
Next time, a little faster. Okay, this is a phrase, 2 words. Number 1, let me just read the sentences. Number 1, everyone in town heard the loud bang. And then number 2, speak up. I can't hear you. So you have to speak up because I can't hear you.
Done.
Okay? All right. This is a phrase, 2 words. Number 1, Aki lives in Taiwan, but she bear Japan. Number 2, my family bear Poland to America in 1930.
Escaped from.
Close. Let's change that. One
Left
of the words.
from.
Moved from?
Close.
Went to.
Like a different kind of
Moved from.
Like
That's
easy.
already been
Let's
done.
go easier. Not too.
Came from.
There
Came
you go.
from. Came from.
You got it.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah,
Good job.
yeah.
Okay, so the first one was number 1. Aki lives in Taiwan, but she came from Japan. And number 2, my family came from Poland to America in 1930. So all your guesses are right, but the right word was came in that situation. Okay, this is
What
an
was
adjective.
Poland like?
I don't know.
Okay.
You have to ask it's my family. Okay, this is an adjective, 1 word. Number 1. Sam thinks that math is very bare. Number 2. The movie was so bare that George fell asleep.
Good.
Boring.
Thank you. Why would you fall asleep if it was good?
Because it's just
Use your brain,
overwhelmed
Josh.
with joy.
Point to you. So again, that's number 1, Sam thinks that math is very boring. And number 2, the movie was so boring that George fell asleep. Good job, Carolyn. You have won with 2 points, but you got 1 point.
You can fall asleep in good movies.
That is true if you're really tired.
I love them.
One day you will win. I have faith in you.
And that's why I get up in the morning, for that moment.